billboard, on a backdrop or banner behind people, you're looking at.
Something is there to stop people from these things. Machuku, thank you once again. Thank you. I really enjoyed talking.
Election, and we need to put them to positive use in a matter that would create economic impact as well.
Hello and welcome to the BENIE UCHE Show. All glory be to God. We thank Him for yet another day to be with you, to come into your homes, your living rooms, wherever you're watching from around the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. On the BENIE UCHE Show today, I am so happy for the guest I have. I call him a media guru. I call him the man who eats and breathes journalism and media all the way. My guest is a guy who investigates his stories thoroughly. He can cover up to 20 events in a day. How he does it, I don't know. He comes from a very humble background that he's very proud of and holds God first and never jokes with his parents. You can't talk to Victor without him mentioning God and his parents. And he comes from Edo State. You know, he's so brilliant that his brilliance started at the age of 4. When he was called to mount the pulpit in his church and address the congregation. It didn't stop at that. He continued even in his secondary school days, when he won awards for brilliance in his studies. And come to talk about journalism. This is a man that wines and dines with ambassadors, consul generals. You know, they actually look up to Victor to explain issues to them. Victor, despite the hard work, the challenges and everything, is always smiling. Victor has had his stint at United Nations. He's someone who believes that everybody should have a state, an identity from where they come from. He's going to tell you all about this in this show, because this show is loaded. And Victor, you can't see Victor without his bow tie. He's my very good friend. I call him the bow tie man. And he has them in assortments. I'm going to take a break right now. And when I come back, my guest, Mr. Victor Asije, will throw more light on who exactly Victor Asije is. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching the BENIE UCHE Show. If you're just joining us, my guest on the show today is the awesome Victor Asije, a media guru, journalism at its best. And I'm going to turn on to Victor to introduce himself and tell us more about who this famous dynamic media guru is. Victor, you're welcome to the BENIE UCHE Show.
It's my pleasure meeting you here
Thank you
again.
so much for being so excited to have you.
Auntie Benny, you look radiant and always looking take
thank
away.
you. To God be the glory.
Yes, it's
Thank
good to be invited to this platform.
I'm so happy to have you.
This is a well thought out platform.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure
Bless
to be
your
here.
heart.
Thank
Bless
you.
you.
Right. My name is Victor Asije. I was miraculously born to Chief Vincent Imonike Asije and Madam Ayekume Janet Asije of Okenu Site Ora of near Sabogida Ora, Edo State. I was named, I was given that name Victor for a purpose. When I started I attended my primary school, or at the primary school in Okenu Site Ora. I attended my secondary school in Secondary School Ora, my father's hometown. I also attended my secondary school in my mother's hometown, Homora Ora. After my secondary school education, I got admission to the University of Ibadan to study communication and language arts. After that, while graduation, I was posted to River State television station to do for my National Youth Service Corps. Immediately after my National Youth Service Corps, I started my journalistic career with the Nigeria Observer in Benin City, Edo State, where I accepted responsibility. Because of the death of staff, then during the Lucky Benejo administration, I was recruited. I was given so many responsibilities. I was in charge of agriculture. I was covering agriculture, community development, rural development, business, that I had to fill almost about 5 different pages in a week. How I was going to do it initially became a problem. I was scared, but I wasn't aware. I remember what my lecturers always tell me in class: accept responsibility. I started. So I was slapping the streets of Benin, visiting different areas to source materials for my pages. That really prepared me. Got me working to accept responsibility. After then, I came to Lagos and I joined the News Agency of Nigeria. Without background, without hard work, without spirit to do it, I started also. I was deployed to the environment desk and head desk. So you see that I was just learning everything about life. After some time, it's okay. They took me as okay, I should come and be covering the diplomatic beat. So people up to date, some journalists are scared of going to the diplomatic beat because of how do I penetrate?
Yes.
How do I get story? Because they call it in journalism, it's a dry beat where you can't get stories.
You have to have the skill.
So I said, I have to do something.
Absolutely.
There is nothing you cannot do if you are determined.
Sure.
Accept responsibility. How do I penetrate? Then I have to sit down to do my calculations. Yeah. But to the glory of God, I've been doing it.
Awesome.
I've been doing it, and here I am today.
You know, if I'm to ask you, Victor, how many beats or stories have you covered? I bet they're in thousands. You probably wouldn't even recollect all of them, just like I can't even remember as many shows that I have done. There's just so many. But then, in doing this, diplomatic correspondence work, how has it been, easy for you to extract the kind of information you need from your guests, even when they don't give other people that news? What is your magic?
Yeah, I allowed my cats to eat my ants. You know what cats are? I believe in capability affirmation thoughts.
Beautiful. Awesome.
I don't allow my negative thoughts to affect my...
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So what I call my cats, I believe cats is the capability affirmation thoughts.
Capability affirmation
thoughts.
New one on me.
So if I don't allow my capability affirmation thoughts to affect my negative thoughts of I can't do it, I can do it.
I can do
if
all
you
things.
believe you can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely.
That is what I've been, I've been working with. So that is it. And then you just feel, okay, why? We are created by God.
Absolutely.
God created us.
Everybody.
To be here on earth for a purpose.
Absolutely.
So if you know that you are here for a purpose, whatever you are doing,
yes,
whether in any field, anywhere, anything, you are an artisan, I believe you can do it. If you have that belief, I can do it.
Yes.
You can. Believe you can, you can.
Okay. Victor, I want to ask you another question. When you get this news, how come you're able to distribute them instantly? And then it's like timely. You don't ever distribute stale news.
No. I believe in it now.
In the now.
Do it now. Procrastination to me is the thief of time.
Absolutely.
Why
I agree.
delay?
Why delay?
Why delay what you have to sell, what you have to give? Serve it hot.
Okay.
I don't have to say, because even though as I'm in any conference anywhere, because already while I'm on the road, where I'm going, wherever my mind is on what I'm going to do.
And also thanks to technology as
Yes,
well.
where I'm there, before going, I already know, okay, this is with the trust of my story, what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to take.
Okay.
This is the angle I'm going to take. So when I go there, I try to be in the event. I keep an ear to the ground, my eyes to the ground. I watch. I look out for what brought me there.
Absolutely.
I don't allow distractions.
Good. What is your views on journalism and media in Nigeria, in the current state of affairs?
Well, I think they will still have a lot to do in the practice of journalism. The Nigerian journalists they are marvelous. They are good.
Beautiful.
But there are a lot of things we need to improve on, because what we are doing, I always think that there is a need for us to review the journalism, responsibilities.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be just, reporting events. We should be participant observer. What do I mean by that? How do you see your community, your environment, your estate, where you live? When you see area boys, when you see boys fighting, smoking Indian hemophilia, does it mean the remedy that should be added to you is that you can also physically communicate to them, call them, because you have the knowledge. You attend workshops, seminars that experts have spoken to tell you this is what is not good for this. This is what you tell them to. This is not fair. You call them, whatever they call you in the community, they call you a journalist, this and this. You don't have to be very violent.
Apart from being a God journalist, you also you be your brother's keeper.
Yeah, that's relational.
Absolutely.
You should have that good relationship with them.
Yeah.
As it's cost to tell you that, as the police has a community relations department, journalists you also cultivate, have that, cordial relationship. Don't be hostile. Don't see yourself as just being hostile, that I will only report the report. No, you have the ability to also
to the society and the community.
Yes.
Okay.
You tell them this is not fair. This is what I've learned. You are in your association's estate meeting. You tell them, sir, ma, this is what should not be done. We should not allow, for instance, refuse to be dumped in the drains. We should not allow people to be dry. You let you sensitize them on what you have. You should not allow your children to be taking drugs. This, you have a role to play, because you have heard, you have attended some events.
Absolutely, I agree with you. You always put God first in everything you do. How has that, helped you in life? I call you a man of God.
Yeah.
There
is only one God who created us all.
Beautiful.
Everything is from him.
Yes.
He so created us, he so loved us, that everything you think of. He said in Genesis, let there be, let there be. If you go to Genesis, let there be, let there be.
Yeah.
He so loved us, he has provided a platform, blessed us with everything we want. Then he went to, if you go to Genesis 1:28, he has even asked us to take dominion.
Yes.
Be fruitful, multiply.
Thank you.
What he's saying is that he has blessed us already. So there is no other person. There is no other power. Other power, if you look around, those that have used other powers aside Jesus, where did they end up? So that is the Alpha and Omega.
Thank you.
So that is what I would tell people, put him first.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Yes.
Victor, you're also someone who believes so much in that every individual should have a state they belong to. Because you were given this recognition at United Nations, and tell us a little bit about that statelessness and your team to United Nations, briefly.
Yeah, being stateless is a condition where an individual or group of persons have no identity, national identity. You don't have identity. So many people do not know. When you see so many people they are mostly, because of their status, they are not free. They are always at the boundaries of different countries. There was a case of a man in a Butemeta who has been in Nigeria for 76 years.
Wow.
And he does not have identity. He has no nationality.
In
so
this country?
there are some people, and some people cannot vote. They don't have rights to. But the United Nations came together. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, brought the world together in The Hague, Netherlands.
Yeah.
And I am the first Nigerian to be nominated to be Nigeria delegate to that forum.
Awesome.
We brought almost about 65 countries of the world. So this is it, that people who are born, we are born the same. God created us the same.
Yes, yes.
But for one thing or the other, because of no documents or during crisis, they have lost their documents, or parents, no one to give them. People are stateless. So, but the United Nations has told countries of the world to ratify.
Has Nigeria ratified it?
Yes, Nigeria has not at the time. Whether they have done it, I don't know, but they have not. But some West African countries have done that.
Okay.
And other countries of the world, especially the European countries, are doing it.
How do you relate this then to the current state of affairs in Nigeria and what's happening?
Yeah, it is not, well, it could not be linked totally to people being stateless. But there are some stateless persons.
But some people who have lived in a certain state for a long time consider themselves indigenous of that state.
Yes.
And should have the entitlement of everything that's,
Yeah, it depends on the government. The government of the country, government has policies that will say this is who and who should be my citizen, who should be and who should not be. But what the United Nations has come to say is that we should know that we are one. Okay. No matter their status, we should give them that status recognition, that they should be accepted. So it's not, it's just that the world is just volatile. Yeah. What is happening in Nigeria is global. It's not only Nigeria. There is a movement.
Yes.
So the Nigerian government has been trying also to see that they check these SSCs. They are doing great, but it's a global problem. But that is not to say God is aware of what's happening. He knows everything. But that should not make us be afraid, because the world will not come to an end now. This will not. We will definitely get over all this.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a break there, and don't go away. There's loads more to come.